Hi guys, it's Terry from the PGSC here. Just coming at you with my sort of regional report from the Huddersfield Regional that just happened this weekend. To be honest, it was a bit of a mediocre performance. I was playing Crusadia Guardragon and I went, well, X4 for out of 8 rounds. It's meh, but it was a fun thing to try, and I thought I'd just go through the profile. There's been a few changes. We'll get into it now. Alright, so we'll go to the deck list. We'll start with the Crusadia. It's very simple. Arborea, Warrior, Protection. We've decided to play the 3 Leonis because it just increases our chances of seeing Crusadia. It was like there's a 12% chance of you not opening Crusadia in your open hand if you're playing all 15. 3 Reclusia, Spellcaster, and a Pop. 3 Draco, the dragon of the Crusadia Guardragon part, pretty much. And 3 Maximus, your double damage boy. Pretty simple. Then we have our sort of more of extenders. We have our 3 Ranryu, the 1 Nefarious Archfiend Eater of Nefariousness, and the 1 Gigabyte. Again, they're free special summons if you control a spellcaster. Every Crusadia becomes a spellcaster once you turn them into Magius. Just quickly, if this gets destroyed by Battle Card Effect, it can special summon either of these from the graveyard. If this gets destroyed by Battle Card Effect, it can special summon either of these from the deck. And this one just destroys something during the end phase, special summons itself from the grave. This one doesn't come up. These two effects kind of do.
No Inari Fire?
I cut the Inari Fire just to make a little bit more room, and there's another level 4, extender that I've played in the deck, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Is there a reason you play Archfiend rather than the Inari Fire?
It's just real preference, really. I think it's actual. I've not used its end phase effect. It might come up, whereas an Inari Fire, just if it's destroyed, especially in the next standby phase, and it could be either. But I just like the Nefarious Archfiend Eater of Nefariousness, just because it's even fun to say. Gamma Seal, your main win condition of this deck, really. Nothing much to say about it. Negate everything. The new edition was Destrudo. It was just a nice extender. It can become a level 4 if you copy one of the level. If you target one of the level 3 Crusadias, it's just something you can send and help you carry on, especially during the moments where you have like sort of Spatha and LP, and they impermanent you at that point. Hopefully, if you can get this out, you can typically at least get another dragon to make your Saryuja. And the actual last monster is Red MD because it's broken. Nothing much to really be said about it. I think that's 23 monsters in terms of spells. There was two Waterfronts, 1 Crusadia Revival, 1 Terraforming, 1 Cell Rotation.
We've had someone on the previous video ask why you don't play 3 Waterfront.
Yeah, it's personal preference, and honestly, you want to see it, but it is a brick, and it's a weird thing for me again with 2 ofs. I just prefer them, and they seem to like to see me more because I actually did bump it up to 3 because I saw that comment, give it a shot, and I played on Dueling Book for 20 games, and in 20 games after digging with Saryuja twice, we didn't see a single one. But when we played 2, seemingly works out for me. So it's just my way, the ratio I like it. Revival, you can play it like other ones like Dragon Ravine. I've seen a couple of profiles do that, or maybe just any other thing, maybe Necro Valley for a bit of a attack. But it just gives you the ability to push for the OTK going second, and especially in game 1, it's really nice to have that just in case.
Yeah, because it's Crusadia Revival, a Maximus and an Equimax is
sort of OTK, and just being able to attack everything once, even if you can't get to the Equimax, can still be very nice to try to clear the board. Terraforming to search, and Set Rotation, again, to help you see this. It also helps play around the evenly, plus the impermanence, because they'll have a card on field. We actually did end up playing again. We played 2 Call by the Graves. We were still playing Azathoth because it was the last time it's going to be legal, might as well. This was, again, partly for hand shops, as it did come up for that, but it's also hopefully against things like Orchist, where you can, if they're trying to summon like back the Dingushi to interrupt you, or maybe trying to go for the Gizmek to protect themselves, you can banish it. It came up a couple times. It was a really nice addition, and I guess since Azathoth's gone, it's staying in, probably going to 3. Again, 2 War Legacy Succession, it's searchable, and just another extender. The 2 Cosmics, because it's just, there'll be some person like maining Mystic Mine, or there'll be some back row you need to get rid of, or some floodgate that you need to play around.
You don't really mind there can be only one because you were playing that before, but things like rivalry.
Rivalry, yes. So it'll come up in in like when I talk a bit more about my matchups. But if I didn't have these against a zombie role player, I mean, I still lost that entire match, but I at least would have lost like 2-0 instead of like the entire thing. Then the last few spells are Rhoda, as I act as a 16th Crusadia for Arborea. Foolish. Mainly I use it to send Destrudo, but like if you can get to the waterfront, if you for some reason you can get to the waterfront near the end and you can't search and special the Gamma Seal that way, if you have the Monster Reborn or the Succession, sorry, yeah, Monster Reborn, with the Succession you can bring it back from the grave. It was quite nice.
Or with something you play in your
oh yes, yep, the best card. And then we played 3 traps. So the other level 4 extender I said was Shade Brigadine. It was really really good. I sort of and I thought of it sort of like when I was thinking about it on Tuesday, just because it's free. It's free. It's a level 4, so it helps you make any of your rank 4s. Maybe you made the Azathoth, and then the other benefit of it was that it's a normal monster, which because we played the Link Spider, to stop help us play well after getting to Beerud, but also if you're worried your opponent might have like a way to say interrupt your normal summon, like bounce it back or send it to the graveyard and you have more Crusadias, you can try to do that. If they get rid of it, you can special the Shade, turn it into Link Spire, special to a zone and carry on, which came up a couple times as well, which is quite nice. And then the one Crusadia Crawler to act as Equimax fodder and to search the World Legacy Succession. So yep, that's the main deck. Extract still pretty good. 2 Magias to get the search, Spatha to enable the Guardragon play, Regulex to search either the Revival or the Crawler. Still rocking double Equimax because he is your OTK boy, he's your other form of negation apart from the Gamma Seal. And also I played against my friend Shemail, and there was one moment where he Fairy Tail Lunated it, and I didn't have the second one, and it made me cry, so we're keeping it with 2. Guard Dragons, LP Pisti, and the double Saryuja. It's still kind of important to play 2, just if you don't get to the waterfront the first time. If it goes to 1, it goes to 1. And then the Link Spider, as previously mentioned. And then Abyss Dweller, Dugaris, which I think I did in the last profile, but yep, it's whatever you want. You want to make your guy a big boy, you can do it. If you want to draw 2 cards, you can do it. And if you want to special summon a card from your graveyard, you can do it. And then sadly, sadly, but also quite rightly, the card that has to go, Azathoth, and the thing that makes Azathoth. Again, it was an MVP. It's sad it has to go, in a sense, for me, because I really enjoyed doing it. Helped me play through a lot, but it is a broken card. In case of that, it's just saying like, should make it. This deck is pretty good for the new format. You just need to take out really the Azathoth and the Nyarla. And I'm thinking of playing any of these 3 just because Khorne Gorgon protects against sort of targeting, so hopefully you can make it under the Magius search. If they go to impermanent, then you can make it target this, or hopefully you can make it target this for the Guardragon play if you can keep it out. Tornado Dragon, as if you've seen the ban list, it's looking like Control's looking a lot stronger, so you're going to need to find ways to get rid of back row. Exoton as well, just sort of being maybe more for a going second option, blowing out the board. You can't do battle damage, but if you can get rid of their board and establish your, like Gamma Seal and your negations, you should be fine. So these are the 3 options I'm considering so far. And for the side deck, I played 2 Ghost Ogre. It seems like Ghost Ogre's fallen on favor for the format, just because things like there's Balinks, there's Dinky Issue which protects, but against Rogue, I feel Ghost Ogre could be pretty crucial, and even like in things like Orcus, especially because ending on the IP, if you Ghost Ogre the IP and they're not really doing anything with it, at least that's one less interruption you have to deal with. It was quite useful, and I'm glad I did play it. I played 2 Lancia. The reason I didn't play 3 was just because I'm playing, you'll see in a second, the Phantasme. It was just, I don't want to see too many of it, because if I have 2, it's like, sure, they're not doing anything, but it's one less card that's not like a combo piece that I need. 2 seemed to work out fine for me. I saw it frequently, or when I did get it off Phantasme quite a few times. The 2 Kaijus, it could be pretty much any kaiju you really want, but the reason I pick these are just because they're my favorites. Also, equally, these two. Sorry, the other reason is these two don't have effects um, during that your opponent can activate during your turn. So if you have to give it to them while, say, in a grind game situation when you have Waterfront out, they can't really do too much. The three Phantasme. I play two Hatronade. Um, I don't like twins again because I have to get rid of a resource. You need as many as you can. And I think the only you can play around things like there can only be one. And if they flip floodgates, at least you know they're there. But like it just helps bounce things like compulse or strike or warning and things like that. So and it did come up against the Peo guy I played. He was not happy. Um, Two mind controls. I started in. It didn't really come up for me. It was one of the weird ones where I didn't know if I wanted to play it or not. It didn't really come up, but it's still a pretty good card as evidenced by the Banlist as it went to two, and two red reboot. Again, really hate back row decks. This is now going to one, but now you can replace this for even more back row hate or another kaiju or whatever you want. Right. So that was the profile. I guess I'll just go through some of my matchups. So it was, as I said, I think before it was an 8-round tournament. My first round it was against Salamangreat. He went first. He ended with like pretty much a deep full Salamangreat board. Plus, he had a set called by and a roar. My hand was like Arborea, Reclusia, and one other thing. I think I think it might have been the Gamma Seal. So it was one of the weird ones. But he ended on a Balinx as well, so he could still activate the roar if anything happened to the Sunlight Wolf that he had. So I think I normal summon Arborea. I link into Magius. He special summons the Phantasmic from his hand. Didn't seemingly draw anything pretty decent. I then decide to Gamma Seal the Sunlight Wolf, putting it in front of the zone that Magius was. So down to plays. He didn't seem to like have any hand trap. I don't think he drew anything pretty well, sort of. So I just decided to special summon the Reclusia, targeting one of the back row, hoping it was the roar. We hit the roar. That was and then we protected the Reclusia with Arborea, so we had the material. Linked off, special summoned again, made into Regulix, getting the revival, activating, making Echo Max, and we just went in for game. We pretty much sorted it. And then game two, I sided in Kaiju's game two just because I wasn't sure how he was going to lean towards maybe making me go first or second. I just thought it'd be fine. He made me go first. We go into our combo to try to make because we open the waterfront and everything. He's debeers me on the Spatha and Guardragon play. We make the Link Spider. We luckily had the Monster Reborn. We Monster Reborn the Spatha. We special summon the Arborea that's in our hand. Make Saryuja, special summon Gamma Seal, and we negate everything he has, including the Avermax he thought would out the Gamma Seal, which was good. It was an interesting match, but we won that 2-0. Round two, so another Salamander player. Honestly, he misplayed quite a bit. Like he did a full Sal combo, then made transcode out of his Sunlight Wolf and something else after resolving Stalio. So that was I just OTK'd him. Then he made me go then I thought he'd make me go second because he seemed like the type, so he did, and then I OTK'd him again. Round three we played against Sky Striker Orchist. The first game was actually I lost the first game. It was interesting though because we actually were able to like get through and extend and kind of like play through his board, but we ended with a Saryuja, a called by, and like the Crusadia Crawler to get the World Legacy session to hopefully set us up the next turn. So I used the sort of the call by to banish the World Wand in his grave because it was the only like he banished all of his Orcus. It was the only thing that can probably get back in unless he had something in hand. He had the Armageddon Knight. He started the full com again. We lost that one. Game two. Game two, we go again into our full combo. He Nibiru's me again. We do the token. We make but we still end up extending into Saryuja, Gamma Seal plus Dweller against Orcus. They're not doing anything. And then game three, I expect him to make me go second, so I side in the Kaijus, the Lancia, and everything. But he makes me go first, so I open Lancia Dogaran and Ghost Ogre, Maximus, and I think a call by, which was like this would have been if I didn't have any way to extend, so I sent the call by past. We managed to sort of try to slow him down a bit with like we just decided to shotgun the Lancia just in case. He makes a Dingirsu, attacks me for 2-6. I immediately dropped the dog around. We drew into an extender. We searched all the way up into a um, we get all the way up into like sort of a I think the Regulex. We special summon. We need to add back. We special summon the Draco that we've added because we had the Maximus to try to get back the Maximus to do as much damage as possible, or something along those lines. He impermanences, so I can't attack for more than 2-5, and then time is called. So I lose by 100, but it was a really good game. Uh, Round 4 was Zombie World. Game 1, I genuinely can't do anything going first, so I pass. I didn't open a Crusadia. He sets up all the thing. He has Ballard Rock, he has everything, but we have the Gamma Seal. So we draw into an actual Crusadia. We OTK him. We go into game 2. He goes first again. He sets up Rivalry and Zombie World. Like I can't really do anything under that. And then game 3, wouldn't you know it? Again, we don't draw a Crusadia. Again, it's great. But by the time we see anything, we keep drawing like it's 3 turns. I've not seen anything. He wins that one. Um, Round 5 was Skystrike Orcus again, pretty straightforward. Uh, it was let's see. I went first, did full combo. He game 2. He went first, did full combo. Game 3, I go first. He Nibiru's me. I can only make an Equimax with a negate. It's not great, and I think he Nibiru'd me as well then, so we already had the Nibiru on board. He orchestrated returns to sending like Nightmare. I negate the return, but he already has a Nightmare engraved in a body. It's Orcus combo, so we lose that one. But it was an interesting enough game. Round 6, Paleo. Uh, he goes first, sets 4, and I open all right, like enough things, but it's 4 back row. So I normal summon Reclusia. He warnings that. Okay, we set Shade, activate Shade, make Link Spider, strikes that. Monster Reborn takes targets like the Reclusia, whatever it was, and he then crackdowns that. And I'm like, well, we tried. He then it's his turn again. He card demises, draws into like a Swap Frog, normal summon dead sets thing, passes turn. We manage to get to the magic. We finally get to summon a monster, go for it. We end up making a Regulex pointing to his Swap Frog, and we managed to get 2 level 4s on board. So we make the one of them being Maximus. I think one of them was being Maximus. So Maximus target Regulex, make Dugaris. Dugaris boosts Regulex to 6400, attacking to a Swap Frog that does double battle damage. He loses that one. He goes first again, game 2, sets 5, and then I activate Hatronade, bounces all 5 of his spells to his hand, all 5 of his backward to his hand, and then make Equimax with pumped up by Dugaris, so he's 12,000 attack and attack for game. Then simple OTK. Round 7. Apparently they decided I had enough, so we got a lovely buy as our opponent didn't show up. And then 8, we played against Block Dragon BA. So he goes first. He goes in. He sets up. So he has Opaloosa with 3 negates, Saryuja, Nat Beast, the Fossil Dyna, and like Block Dragon and Gigantis. The lucky thing for me is that he didn't make an Avamax, and that he didn't also summon the Fossil Dyna into a Saryuja zone, because Saryuja was in the main monster zone. So we were able to just attack over with Maximus, and then we went for our full combo. We ended with Gamma Seal, everything. But then we did forget is that you can just he just made a Cerberus with Block Dragon, and he then just chain blocked his Cerberus so he can pop my Gamma Seal. And then it became a weird grind game where he managed to do everything and banish my Equimax, but he didn't kill me because he made Armax was going in, and then he didn't kill me, so I put my Echomax under his Avramax so it couldn't attack. So he just sat there for 5 turns, waiting to go, well, I can't attack any of your guys, but you can't attack me, until he eventually broke it. Game 2, I go first, and this one's on me. I made a siding error where I took out I didn't realize I took it out, but I took out the Revival. And that shouldn't have. I had full combo because I opened set rotation, but we didn't have our set rotation target. So we just let it play through. So we ended with like a Dweller. Not even a Dweller. I think we ended with like a Ghost Ogre, a Called by set, and like an Equimax negate, which we thought should be kind. Oh no, I think we had a Lancy as well. We should be fine against it, but they just extend, man. You just push through, and unfortunately after that we lost the game. But it was a fun match. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Overall, it was a mediocre performance, but I felt like the deck itself did pretty well under the circumstances, and I'm looking forward to playing it into the new format as well. So, thanks for listening, guys.
Any shoutouts?
Um, let's see. Well, shout out to all the PGSC, of course. We're best team, like Jeswin drove us up. Our boy Shamal came, I think, 14th playing Luna Control, so we look forward to seeing that profile. Um, Alex did pretty well as well. I mean, shout out to all the people I played against. It was either, I mean, sometimes the games weren't as interactive because I'm playing Gamma Seal, but it happens. You know what? Shout out to Omar Manan because he's a lovely man. Why not? Go for it. Even Usman as well. Let's go for it.
Sorry, Omar. I'm trying to learn super heavies.
That's pretty much it, really. So let us know what you think, guys, and thanks again. Shh, not a zombie channel.